Welcome back to the Resilient Philosopher. This is your host, D. Leon Dantes. You live in a time where a lot of people talk about leadership and expect to just be followed. And those who are willing to follow, they just not follow, but they blindly follow those who claim to be leaders. But what makes a leader capable of leading others is knowing that they need to help everyone around them. See, a leader by itself is just a traveler that is willing to take any path in life. But once we make the decision to start a family by committing to someone, start a family, or grow the family afterwards by having children, we instinctively become leaders. And not just one leader. In a family, the best way for it to grow and to flourish would be to both members of that relationship to work as co-equal leaders by taking the initiative to help each other out. Therefore, leadership does not have a distinctive position or title. A leader is simply, to my point of view, a person that takes initiative to do things, not only for themselves, but also for others. When you have children, then it becomes even more of a co-equal leadership role for both parents, because now they're both equally liable for the life of their children. When you have equal leadership within a relationship, you can build on that. For example, it's not about being submissive to your partner. No. In leadership roles, you have co-leadership that work together without the need of a hierarchy. Meaning, if one parent is the one that is going to work, the one that is going to do certain roles in the relationship, the other member of that relationship needs or should become the complement to getting things done within the household. That person will make sure that the other person has everything they need to complete their task, working together to make things get done. Again, to take initiative among themselves to help each other, help their children, and be able to grow together. The same idea is carried on throughout life. And when you seek titles and positions within an organization or in life without truly being a leader, you will be found out. Why? Because a leader is protective. Is protective of its team. Is protective of his family. It instinctively wants to serve others through serving leadership because that's what they know. When it starts at home, when it starts at a young age, that's what they know. The satisfaction of taking initiative to help themselves and others by looking out for the best for themselves and others. And those people naturally grow within an organization. Now, when you get a narcissistic person, when you get a person that does not know how to serve others, that position and title goes to their heads. By saying that, I mean they now view that you must follow not because they're willing to serve you, but because they have the title that makes you serve them. Already creating a wall between the relationship of follower and leader. Now, as many other leadership coaches have spoken about, a true leader also teaches not only how to be followed, but also how to create other leaders within them. Again, with the ideology that you saw both of your parents being leaders. Therefore, now you wish to see the same thing among the team that you are currently under. You just don't want to be the only person that can handle situations. You start training others to create to have the same mentality, the same capabilities, and even seeing them advance or go to other companies and continue that same mentality and culture. This is the type of culture that I wish to create. And the reason why I want to finish my bachelor's degree in psychology and start on my master's in industrial and organizational psychology. Because I believe that if we change the culture of how we see teamwork and how we see how companies should behave, we will receive better outcomes. Yes, a person that is a leader and personality and within an organization sometimes will have to put their foot down and make a decision that might not be necessarily of the team. But when that time happens, being that you're the one who is in that position and a leader, you have to be willing to take the full blame of any positive or any possible bad outcome. Okay? If anything goes wrong, it's all on you. And that is the biggest difference between a culture of narcissistic personality, where when things go wrong, their instinct is self preservation and therefore throw everybody under the bus, as they say, to save themselves. That type of leadership does not work. That type of leadership only breaks down companies and eventually it will be the end of the company. But when you learn leadership in the home, leadership throughout school, leadership throughout life, you instinctively become a servant leader who is willing to help anyone within your team or around you for the sake of taking initiative to help others, which also helps yourself. Remember the clear distinction, I've mentioned it before, between influence and manipulation is that when you manipulate, you are thinking of what you're going to receive as the reward for what you're doing. When you influence people, you can receive benefits from it, but you're not just thinking of the benefits that you can receive, but also how beneficial it is for that person. And I've always go back to this. If you are able to show somebody, and let's put it into the manufacturing world, which is the one that I know the best. If you teach someone to run a machine better than you did, and they become capable of running better than you did because you influence in them a good work ethic and you show them that they have the ability to be better at their job, then you reap the rewards. Because if you are in a leadership position that their work ethics is a reflection of your ability to teach them, then you're gaining benefits because you're looking good, but they're looking just as good as you because it's simply a reflection. They are the sun, you are the moon. You're just getting the reflection. If you think you are the sun and they are the moon, then when you're gone, what's going to happen? The day you're not there. See, this is where empowering others comes into place. Not only do you need to teach them, but you need to teach them in a way that they can show their true potential and gain the opportunity to grow within the organization. Now, not everybody wants to grow within an organization. Some people are just fine working in low-level entry positions. That's okay. You need people within all the levels of organization willing to do their jobs. As I've said in the past, no one should be so important within an organization that the organization can't run without them. I would make the distinction to be Apple without Steven Jobs or Steve Jobs. The fact that they almost went out of business without him shows that Steve Jobs was not as a great of a leader as some may believe for him to be. I'm not saying that he was a bad leader, but as a leader, he should have made an environment where the company would have strived with him or without him. Somehow he got away from that within the board of the company, and that's how he lost it. That's just an assumption on my side. But if a leader does their job, even when they're not there, the company, the department, the line will always strive because he or she has taught the people among them everything they can possibly teach. Personally, I found it very rewarding to see someone succeed with or without my help. Mm. And not only do I see it rewarding, but I see it important for growth in everyone to be able to enjoy seeing how other people are resilient and become professionals within their field, successful within their field, and get to live their dreams. I don't have to agree with your dreams in order to make them my dreams as well. If I see your dedication, your love for what you do, that will instinctively create love for what you do and myself as well. I've talked to professionals in different areas and seeing the way they talk about their profession, how they enjoy it, makes me enjoy it as well. And that is the type of culture that I would like to see within different companies throughout the world. Are they there? Yes. I believe that a lot of the companies are waking up to the reality that these times are changing. And they are to be changing because I've said it before in articles that as the river changes its pattern, so does life. And in our ignorance and believing that we can change it and hold on to the past, it's just an illusion. It's just impossible to happen because the natural flow of everything changes and we must change with it or be left behind. It's that simple. And that is why I personally believe that we need to establish this and we need to start getting ready because now what you have in the workplace is not just baby boomers. They are officially just retiring. They're starting to retire and now it's completely being left to the Generation X, Millennials, Z, and Alpha, which is the future. So, having said that, I really would like your help by purchasing the book, The Resilient Philosopher, The Prism of Reality, and the books on the Resilient Mind series, Leadership Lessons from the Edge of Mental Health, and Mastering the Self. By doing so, not only will you be helping this work that is being done through the podcast and the website, but also you will help for my education because I do believe that we all should pay for education, but it should be based on the work that we do. And my education will be used for this. Therefore, if you could do that, that would be great. If not, I at least would like for you to leave a comment and reach out to us. Reach out to me through the website, through comments in the podcast, and give me advice. I really want to make a difference in the future and the way companies operate and the way that the next generation sees this generation make a difference. See, I believe that teaching our generation now how to change, how to look forward will help the next generation. And the next generation, Generation Z, in this case, if we teach them now that they are becoming adults and are in the workforce, how to be better leaders, how to have empathy and take initiative in a servant leadership style, it can help the next generation and the generations to come. Yes, the children are our future, but our future is based in the present moment. In the present moment, our children are not in the workforce. Our children are not taking care of other people. We are. Our generation, the generation right now in the workforce, is the one that needs to embrace changes and come up with better solutions for the future. Let's enhance in what we know and let's grow together. And together, we should always remember to show up for ourselves and be better, to take the initiative, to serve others and empower others. That is the type of leadership that the resilient philosopher will always stand for and the reason behind the resilient philosopher. Until next Tuesday, this is D. Leon Dantes, and always, always show up for yourself.